I'm Isis Romero, and you're watching San Antonio's own KENS 5.
Good morning. Welcome to KENS 5 on this Friday. It is July 19th. I'm Barry Davis.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Sarah Frugani. You're waking up to a very busy Friday morning. Multiple big stories that we're following this morning here. Massive outage affecting Microsoft users, businesses around the world right now. Also, the Republican National Convention wrapped up last night with a big speech from President Trump, and then, of course, the chance of rain for the weekend as you make your plans.
Yeah, I want to go over to Paul and get a look at our forecast and see. It's slight right now, but, you know, we can keep our fingers crossed. Maybe we'll get more.
Yeah, I would say really slight today, maybe 20%. And then Saturday, I doubt we'll see anything at all. It's really Sunday late going into next week. That's when we get the good chance for seeing some rainfall. All right, let's take a look out there this morning. Not much happening nearby. I believe this is false return out of the radar site out of Bracketville. Nearby, looking pretty good. Just some clouds. Temperature right now, 80 degrees. Up around Bernie at about 73. And we've got 70 at Kerrville. Most locations in the 70s this morning. And there is some rain showing up around Gonzales County, over towards Lavaca County, and then eastward towards Houston. And again, this is pretty much false return out of the radar site there right around New Braunfels. So doubt we'll see much shower activity this morning. Just kind of mostly cloudy, partly cloudy skies. Okay, so here's what you can expect over the next several days. We'll see temperatures today topping out in the mid-90s. We'll have partly cloudy skies today, and it's going to be a hot day. Only a slim chance for seeing some thunderstorms this afternoon, and I'm talking like 20%, so pretty slim. Good chances for rain next week. Some of those rain totals next week, I think 2 to 4 inches. I'll talk more about that coming up in just a second. So for today, if you have any plans outdoors, just plan on a hot day. I think mid-90s, 20% chance of rain. Wednesday will be a little variable, 5 to 10. If you're doing anything this evening, I think mostly clear to partly cloudy skies. Low temperature for your Saturday will be in the mid-70s, right around 75. Wind southeasterly at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then your Saturday, I think for the most part, hot. Partly cloudy skies. Isolated showers possible in the afternoon, but real slim chance. I'm talking like 10%. So for the most part, just partly cloudy and hot. High temperatures will be in the mid-90s, right around 96 degrees. And then as we head into Sunday afternoon and next week, that's when things change quite a bit. I'll share that 7-day forecast coming up in just a second. But now let's talk traffic and see what's happening out there on those roadways.
Out there on the roadways, Paul, we got some construction we're dealing with, but here's your good news. We don't have any accidents. Let's take a look around town. Look at the start of our day. A gorgeous start for your Friday. That's how we love to see things. A beautiful sunrise. Take a moment to appreciate that. Just make sure we're always keeping it safety first with those roadways. Hands at 9 and 3. That's actually supposed to be one of the safest ways to drive out there. Better than 10 and 2, I'm told. Let's head onto the map and I'll give you a look. Right now on our map, you can see we don't have much in terms of those incidents that we're tracking, as I mentioned, but here's where we are seeing construction. Over on the northeast side, some good news for you. 35 southbound at Schertz Parkway. All the work we had there in that right lane has cleared out. So this isn't a problem for you. We still have a little bit of backup just outside of 1604, but really not too bad. Now, as you head further south, though, on 35 southbound between Whirlwind Drive and Loop 410, about a 20-minute delay because we have that right lane fully closed. So drivers that are headed this direction, once you get into this, you're going to be in some stop and go traffic backed up to O'Connor Road. That's where you're going to see things really start to slow down. But then things pick right back up by the time you get to Loop 410. As I mentioned, southbound lanes near Schertz Parkway are cleared, so really it's just a little closer to 410 where you're going to see those crews causing some of that slow-moving traffic. Now, down on the southwest side of town, we do still have work happening on 35 southbound between Loop 1604 and Kinney Road. Still about a 20-minute delay here. This one usually wraps in the 6 a.m. hour, so stay with us as I keep my eyes on that one. That one should be clearing hopefully sometime soon. One thing you do want to have on your radar for this weekend, I know Paul was talking about weekend plans. Factor this in. We do have some construction planned for the Loop 1604 North project. This is part of segment 2 of the project. It is supposed to kick off tonight at 9 p.m. and go until Monday morning at 5 a.m. weather permitting. We do have that rain that we're expecting on Sunday, so that could impact this. Coming up a little later this morning, I'm going to break down the specifics of what you should expect for that project. Now, speaking of projects, a little closer to downtown, I-10, that upper level westbound between the lower level split all the way to Fulton Avenue. Remember, we're still down to just one lane of traffic for westbound lanes on that upper level. TxDOT encourages encourages drivers to use the lower level as you're driving through here. This is for those bridge joint repairs that should stay with us until about August. Work on this project is expected to last until August. So if this is part of your morning commute, you're used to that one lane getting through here on the upper level, just make sure you plan ahead because this one's sticking with us for most of the summer. Let's head outside, give you one more last look at our roadways as you head out for your Friday. As I mentioned, we've got a lovely sunrise developing out there. Just make sure you're keeping it nice and safe, going those posted speeds. And coming up, we're going to talk a little bit more about what you could expect for the northwest side this weekend. Sarah, Barry?
All right, Jessica, thank you. If you're just waking up and when you open that phone, you're going to see a lot of people talking about this. This is huge here. A global cyber outage that's disrupting businesses all around the world, affecting Microsoft users to be exact. So what does that mean for you? That a lot of businesses are going to be trying to figure out a way to operate today with this halt.
Yeah, it's Microsoft 365. This is not affecting Mac or Linux users. It actually deals with Crowdstrike. That's a cybersecurity system. However, they say it was not a hack. It was not a cybersecurity issue. The CEO of Crowdstrike already says that they've isolated the problem. They've deployed a fix. The thing is, they're not giving us an idea about how long that's going to take.
Right,
it is affecting banks right now around the world, online media services, even airlines. So our KENS 5 Sarah Duran is out at San Antonio International this morning, giving us a look at it, how things are being affected out there. Sarah.
Barry, Sarah, so I have been able to get some new information on this outage, and I'll talk about that here more in a moment. But first, I wanted to talk about its impacts locally. So far, things are looking smoothly here at the San Antonio International Airport. Around 3:30 this morning, I was able to speak with airport spokeswoman Tanya Hope, and she told me business operations are normal, just like a typical day. Now, I wanted to tell you about some observations I have made throughout the morning. To my right-hand side, I have seen multiple flights coming in and out. Again, it is dark out here, so it's hard to make out which carriers are actually flying. To my left-hand side, we have seen cars coming in and out throughout the morning as well. We have seen people get out of their vehicle, pull out their luggage, and head inside. As far as the inside, I've been going in just about every 30 minutes to check on the status of flights. All the boards look good for the most part. I think I counted 1 or 2 flight cancellations within the last 30 minutes. So hopefully that is a good sign that we are not impacted by this, and again, impacted by this at this moment. However, Hope told me airport officials are aware of the situation at other airports across the country and expect to feel the impacts of this outage at some point and in some way. Just unsure until it actually happens. Currently, several carriers are grounded elsewhere. Moments ago, United posted on X they are working to restore their systems, while American Airlines posted they have been able to reestablish service. They cited their grounding over a technical issue with the vendor. Now, it's not currently clear if or how the outages are connected, but the cybersecurity firm Crowdstrike is reporting a major outage resulting from an issue with its latest Microsoft update. That's the new update right now at 6 o'clock. Now, the company says this is not a security incident or a cyber attack and is working with Microsoft to resolve the issue and quickly, but it's unclear how long this is going to take to get resolved. Now, according to the Associated Press, disruption started overnight and quickly escalated across the globe. So we are talking about a very massive outage here, something that's impacting all of us across the world, and in some way may not be as major in other places as it is here. It may not be as major in other places, like it's not here in San Antonio, I should say. Now, again, this is something we are closely monitoring throughout the morning. We have been live just about every 30 minutes trying to bring you the latest updates on this outage and what is happening here at the airport. But again, things are looking good. But of course, if anything changes, we'll bring you a live update here on KENS 5. Reporting live, Sarah Duran, back to you.
Boy, and you know, anybody that has a flight today has to be nervous. A lot of business flights take place on Friday mornings. People going to or getting back home from wherever they've been.
And I was just looking online, honestly, it's madness at some airports around the world. And I'm talking about so many different countries around the world.
Everywhere.
That's how massive this outage is.
Yeah. Our other big story, obviously, is what happened last night. The Republican National Convention wrapped up, final night of it. And of course, that's when the nominee comes out. Former President Donald Trump did accept the nomination as the GOP candidate.
And he had family by his side and a lot of support as he gave the first public remarks since his assassination attempt at his Pennsylvania rally last weekend. Now, Trump described it last night as a, quote, painful moment when that happened. Trump's family, including former First Lady Melania Trump and his daughter Ivanka, were there in a show of support. Trump and running mate, Ohio Senator J.D. Vance, are planning to hold their first joint campaign rally in Michigan this weekend.
All right, other news here locally this morning. San Antonio police have 2 men in jail in connection with capital murder charges in connection with a shooting that happened on the city's northwest side.
And San Antonio police are telling this overnight here that the shooting is connected to what happened last year on July 20th in the 1800 block of Lock Hill, Selma.
And those are the 2 guys that are sitting in jail this morning. Both of them just 22 years old. That's Austin Harnett and Michael Trevino. Both are being accused of being part of a group of 4 people who shot and killed 2 other men, Jeremy Sanchez and Aaron Espinosa.
Police told us that the day the shooting was reported, they didn't find anyone in the area or any evidence of a shooting. However, the day after that, police told us that they did find a rental car that was abandoned and it had bloodstains.
And like most rental cars, company vehicles, whatever, it had a tracking device in it. That led detectives to the 2 bodies that were buried in a shallow grave they found just off of Merriman Road.
Investigators also told us the other 2 suspects in this case were already in federal custody facing unrelated charges. Now, we do know Crime Stoppers was involved and they offered a reward for information, but we don't know for sure if any of those tips that came in from the public actually led to these arrests.
Well, I can't imagine what this is like. You know, you own a business, do whatever you can, try to make a living, and then have to deal with something like this. A Northwest Side gaming shop having to spend a lot more money on security after they've had 3 break-ins over the past 4 months.
Yeah, especially now as a lot of businesses are struggling, and this is a big loss. The most recent case happening this week, early Wednesday, yesterday morning, at Gamers Gyms off Culebra near Ingram. The owner says the thieves stole laptops, magic boxes, and gaming merchandise. He's even had to replace their front door 3 times. And one of those times, he said, those people shattered the door using a BB gun. And you're actually seeing the whole thing right now unfold in front of you on TV. In this surveillance video, it was all captured. The owner believes that the thieves thought he was selling video games, but then once they actually broke into the store, they weren't sure what to take.
Yeah, and you can see that's broad daylight. I mean, one happened at night, but that one, obviously, there's the broad daylight. So now the owners of the shopping center itself, they're trying to spend a little more money as well, putting up extra surveillance cameras outside the stores. And get this, the owner of the shop being pretty creative. He's just trying to recoup some of the costs for the repairs, the security costs of beefing up things. The shop is running a special, a little bit of humor here. They're calling Stop Freaking Robbing Us sale. Stop freaking robbing us. Love it. If you have any information on who these people are, just give San Antonio Police a call.
Well, that's going to catch somebody's attention, and hopefully it will lead to police catching someone, right? Okay, it is 6:09 right now, and we're going to be right back with another quick check of your weather with our meteorologist, Paul Morales. Stay with us.